Okay.
And we say thank you, and we're very proud of the members of the armed forces,
Vermees is the captain.
Clavino just exchanged the
the
flag.
Navy, the Coast Guard, and the Air Force. Again, ladies and gentlemen, as they leave, let's give them a nice round of applause. The grand old flag, the color guard, representing all branches of the armed forces.
Well, Mexico, is that their national uniform? Green?
Sure seems that way.
Remember when they had the World Cup? When was their World Cup? 84?
80.
As we get ready for the kickoff,
80. Or wait,
ahead of us,
no,
Mario
86
it was the 90 World Cup, so 82.
Yeah, 82.
And the lineups, the Mexico goal,
Kissinger
Hugo
plays soccer.
Pineda.
Henry Kissinger goes to all these. He loves soccer.
Does he really?
Abraham
Talk to
Nava.
him all the time.
Number 4, Pedro Osorio. Number 5, Rafael Gutierrez Algaco. The midfielders, number 6, Guillermo Vasquez. Number 20, Alberto Garcia. Number 10, Alberto Garcia Aspe. And number 15, Misael Espinosa. 2 strikers.
Mizel.
Number 8, Luis Antonio Valdez. Number 9, Luis Garcia. For the United States in goal, Tony Viola. Defenders, number 21, Fernando Clavijo. Midfielders, number 19, Henderson. Number 10, Peter Vermees. Number 17, Marcelo Balboa. Number 16, Bruce Murray. 2 strikers. Number 11, Eric Ronaldo. Number 2, Donald Washington. The United States national team and the Mexican national team.
Treyas?
Right here.
Treyas. Ignacio Treyas, 75 years old.
Should I come in on top of that? When you know, you say Ignacio Treyas, 75 years old. El viejo toro, the old fox. And then I read.
If this was in a small ballpark, this would be great. So if this was over at El Camino, this would be full.
See how much wider it is than the 52 yards of the football field, 53 yards of a football field. That's a good size field. I'd like to
Will they
have
play any World? They can't play World Cup here, right?
Sure they can.
Oh yeah. This would be a great spot, don't you?
Yeah. Especially if Mexico's in this group.
Oh yeah. Or Brazil, or anybody like that.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those. Yeah. Mexico, Argentina.
Budweiser, the king of beers, is proud to be an official
National soccer team. Remember, soccer fans, nothing beats the buzz. Adidas is a proud sponsor of the World Series of Soccer. Tonight's match between the national team of the United States and Mexico.
The United States sounds. I like them in their way. Look at them whistling at that girl. That's awful.
Where? What? Whose rule was it to put the fences up?
I don't know. Why are those new?
Yeah, they put them up yesterday.
Everything's fine. Crystal clear.
Perfect. Mine seems to be a little, every so often it kicks up and down a little, but that's all right.
Yes.
Henderson. Alice.
Okay. Yep.
They had that schedule wrong, by the way, on the field with the graphic. Balboa would be in the middle.
All right, I'll be ready for it. Mexico and the United States here from the Los Angeles Coliseum, set to go. The United States will kick it off here. And the referee tonight, Mario Lopez, the man in the middle from Guatemala, Rodolfo Martinez from the Honduras, Jose Ortiz from El Salvador. And the United States on a quick opening kickoff. Mexico wearing their green jerseys with the red stockings. The United States in their white with blue trim. Coming off a great victory over Olympia of Paraguay. Now trying to do the same against Mexico and keep that going. This is Luis Garcia. Jim Donovan along with Matt Barr from the Coliseum. And Espinosa plays the ball off the side. It goes off of Paul Crumpy of the United States as you look right there at Miguel Espinosa. And a corner kick upcoming for Mexico. As we told you, Mexico wearing their green jerseys, the United States in their white.
Defenders hate to give up a corner kick. Once it goes over the goal line, they have to give it up. Now watch Mexico. They've got 6-7 guys in there, and they're going to hit an in-swinger.
On the corner kick, the game's first. Played off to the side to hit the back of Marcelo Balboa. The United States in trouble right here. Giving the ball up, a quick shot. Miola saves, and it goes out of bounds. Over the goal line. A great save by Miola, setting up another corner kick. And Miola came up with that kind of save early against Olympia.
Now look at this shot. Diving save to push it out over the end line to give up another corner kick. Here's another look.
That was Carlos Barra with the shot, as he is a insert into the starting lineup for Mexico. As the United States early, let's go back to the corner kick as we go back, and this is Carlos Barra.
The big left foot. Miola really has to struggle to get this out of bounds.
What a great save by Miola. Really the same as he did last Saturday at Tampa Stadium against Olympia very early. So the United States sloppy off the first corner kick by Mexico. Still no score. Lucky to be that way. This is Chris Henderson, a homecoming for him. He played his college soccer this year at UCLA and their national championship team. The United States with the ball. Clavijo to Lexi Lawless. Down the field trying to spring it free was Dante Washington, but Lawless's pass was too far ahead. A throw in for Mexico.
You're going to hear a lot of whistling from the Mexican crowd. That's how they show their displeasure.
Play the ball in. Right away we see some great speed and a turnover now. Bruce Murray lets the ball go by. The United States delivering it, trying to get it up in front to Peter Vermees, and they cannot work it that way. And Mexico on the breakout. This is Alberto Garcia Aspe with the ball bringing it across midfield. The ball goes too far ahead. The United States will have a throw in. And they get the ball back. Again, early in the match, the United States gives up 2 corner kicks to Mexico, and one almost ends up in the American goal on a great save by Miola, robbing Carlos Barra. A hard left-footed shot, as Matt Barr told you about. Foul is called, the first of the game. And it goes against the United States. All right, back with the ball now. That's Espinosa playing the ball up on that right flank, and a great sliding tackle there by Lexi Lawless of the United States. Trying to get the ball out. Barra heads it back towards the American end. Off his chest playing there is Chris Henderson. Now Bruce Murray works the ball for the United States. Up ahead it comes. Here's Dante Washington with Henderson and Winalda breaking with him. Washington, a nice move through one Mexican defender, but he cannot get it through all the way. He gives the ball back up. A break here. Here comes Espinosa, Miguel Espinosa. In on Lawless. Centering pass, and it's knocked off the back goal line as Miola comes out, gesturing, wanting his defense to back in on him. Valdez had the shot.
Espinoza is the real danger here because he roams all over the front of the field, and he is one of Kowalski's concerns in this offense.
So the United States, there it is, close on the counterattack by Mexico. And Matt, didn't they come up the field quickly at the giveaway?
Yes, they counterattack quick, just like the U.S. style.
Third corner kick upcoming. That's Clavijo at the goalpost of the United States net, the sweeper. Nice save again by Miola as he comes right through his goal mouth area, and the keeper's out to make the high over-the-head catch.
Now, Miola is going to get most of those balls coming to the far post. It's those in-swingers that are quick to the near post that are going to cause the most problems for the U.S. defense.
Fernando Clavijo, the sweeper for the United States, gives it off to Lexi Lawless with that flopping red hair. Back to Clavijo. Clavijo played so well in the game against Olympia of Paraguay. He's from the Major Soccer League, the indoor league. He came and joined the team on Saturday morning for that game upcoming against Olympia after playing an indoor game on Friday night for the St. Louis Storm, and joined the team and played so well. They wondered about his legs, but his legs were just great.
Oh,
here's Henderson.
That's right. Clavijo's speed really showed the telling effect in that game.
Vermees steals the ball to the right. Looping it in, trying to get in there as Winalda he can. And the first save of the night by Hugo Pineda, the goaltender from Mexico. This is Espinoza, who showed a great burst of speed. A busy weekend here for the United States as they play Mexico here tonight at the Los Angeles Coliseum, and they'll be back in action coming up tomorrow. Carlos Barro with the ball, back plays it, and Antonio Gonzalez controls it there for Mexico. Abraham Nava, who Matt told you about, has been a goal scorer coming off the back lines, and Nava delivers the ball up. Espinoza trying to run back to get it. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's a throw in for the United States.
The first part of the game is very important to establish a tempo, and for defenders, they're going to be cracking the offensive guys early to see if they're honest.
Now remember, coming up tomorrow afternoon, Canada and the United States from El Camino College in Torrance, California. And we'll be on the air at 4 Eastern time. Matt and I calling the action as the United States continues in their World Series of Soccer. Mexico here this evening and Canada tomorrow afternoon. Washington cannot come up with the ball for the United States, and it's taken away. Antonio Gonzalez with the steal. He weaves his way through traffic. Drops it back for Carlos Barra. Barra plays it to the left side. Antonio Gonzalez with the ball there. And Mexico controlling, much to the delight of their fans. A nice coming up play there for the United States as Crumpy comes up to head the ball away. Paul Crumpy inserted into the lineup. Now the breakaway pass, trying to get it ahead to Dante Washington, is intercepted. Carlos Barra will swing the ball over here to the near side, and Mexico on the counterattack. No score. We've played 6.5 minutes here in the first half. Mizel Espinoza, he's been a very exciting player here early. And the ball is headed out of bounds by Fernando Clavijo of the United States. Good action here from the Los Angeles Coliseum. We'll be right back. You okay?
Is that a,
Just jump in.
You pausing
Okay.
when you go.
You don't always have to have something to say.
Okay.
Nice play. Oh, that should have been out of. What's the matter?
Free kick situation.
Jim Donovan, Matt Barr with you at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The United States and Mexico were in the first half, 7.5 minutes played. The United States has just now given a corner kick to Mexico, their third of the match. They're actually, their fourth of the match in here early.
Now watch the clog of Mexicans in the middle of the goal.
And Miola, for the second time in a row, is able to, with outstretched arms, pick it off before one of the Mexicans are able to slip in there and head the ball in. He delivers the ball outlet. And it's Lexi Lawless with it for the United States.
Lexi's the enforcer of the team. He's going to make sure that everyone plays honest and nobody gets out of hand.
Through midfield, Bruce Murray cannot plunge his pass through, and it's taken away. Paul Crumpy for the United States. To Peter Vermees. Vermees turns, looking for a foul. There was none called. Aldaco made the steal. Delivers left side. Mexico showing great speed, I think, Matt, here early. They have an extra step, it seems, on the United States.
Yes, and they're also controlling the midfield. Peter Vermees and Bruce Murray are going to have to establish themselves in the middle of the field Murray really enjoys playing in the midfield, and look for him to start making himself felt.
Winalda tried to slip the ball through to Dante Washington. It did not work. Mexico back to steal on the play and recover before the ball goes out of play. So a nice play by Mexico. The United States, just as we mentioned, and Matt said that Vermees had to get active along with Murray in the midfield. Vermees did come up with a steal and a counterattack for the United States. 8:40 played here in the first half. No score. Mexico has really had the better of the play. In fact, all of the play here early. Chris Henderson of the United States steals. Nice footwork in the middle. Winalda is bumped off the play, and a foul called on Mexico's Pedro Osorio. His whistle for the foul. The second on Mexico as a team. Quickly, Crumpy plays the ball down into the far right corner. Troy Dyack now turns for the United States right across the area. Fires a left footer and near side wide of Pineda, and it will be a goal kick upcoming for Mexico.
Yesterday in practice, they were spending a lot of time in shooting drills, and it's very exciting to see them pulling the trigger on these shots.
Of course, that was what was so effective in the win over Olympia of Paraguay, as they were able to shoot a number of times and then finally crease the net with two. Balboa and Vermees scoring in the 2-0 victory. So that was really their best attack, I think, so far of the evening.
Yes, they're starting to get a feel for the game. It's a cool night, and I think that's going to favor the U.S. side.
There's Carlos Barra, who had a tremendous scoring opportunity here early. Why now on a cool night? Is it harder to get warmed up?
It might be, but also Mexico is playing down south, and they're used to the warmer weather. The U.S. has been playing in this weather all spring and all winter.
The throw-in. Mexico steals on the play as Nava knocked the ball away. Barra takes it now for Mexico. And again, the United States with a nice steal in the Mexican end. There's Crumpy trying to slip it through for Henderson. And the ball is retrieved by Pineda, the goalkeeper for Mexico.
There's the quick short passes that the U.S. is trying to do on the quick counterattacks.
Antonio Gonzalez controlling the ball for Mexico now as he brings it out. Here he is. Gonzalez working out towards midfield. Long right-footed pass. Nice play. Lala steps up to knock the ball away for the United States, headed by Murray. Murray now to Winalda, fighting for the ball on the ground. It is taken away by Carlos Barra. He plays it back to goalkeeper Pineda. And the Mexican fans, even a few whistles at that strategy right there, Matt.
Yes, they don't like to see the ball go backwards. They always want to be pushing forward, trying to score.
Again, the play has really been all of the gentlemen in the green jerseys. Mexico controlling. They've had 4 corner kicks and really 3 outstanding saves by Miola.
Now look at the U.S. forcing those passes to the outside, watching them make the mistakes. They want to close off those passing lanes, as we said in the beginning of the game, and of course protect the vital zone.
Lexi Lalas will throw it in. Lalas making his first start for the national team in the game against Olympia of Paraguay, and a very successful one. Nice move here. There's Marcelo Balboa. Balboa playing it over. Vermees with the ball for the United States. Moving hard now. Loses the ball on a takeaway as Mexico steals. That was Vasquez with the great takeaway off the foot of Vermees. Now the Mexican fans yelling on each touch. Gonzalez to Espinoza. They give the ball away. It is taken by Paul Crumpy, and back it comes to Tony Miola. Working his way out now for the United States, Clavijo. And the United States controlling. We've played 12 minutes. Jim Donovan, Matt Barr with you from the Los Angeles Coliseum as the World Series of Soccer has the United States taking on Mexico in a beautiful, crisp evening.
Yes, it's a fine night to play soccer. You like to play here because you don't get overheated. It's a big field and in great condition.
Miola, with that long, strong leg of his, plays it down. Anything can happen there as they look for a bad bounce, and Barra plays the ball back, and Pineda takes control. He has not been forced to really make any kind of save so far.
No, we must start challenging them, and that has to come from the midfield. Peter Vermees and Bruce Murray had a great game against Paraguay, and that steadying effect of Marcelo Balboa in the defensive midfield helped a great deal. Look for that to start to happen again.
Here's Gonzalez playing the ball into the area, turning now. Espinoza took it right to the back line and took it out of bounds. Goal kick for the United States as Espinoza ran out of real estate and took it right over the goal line. So we've played 13 minutes here at the Coliseum in the first half. Mexico and the United States scoreless, and we'll be back to the Coliseum in a moment. Da-da-da-da. Oh, boy. That's going out.
This is such a good place to kick.
You're watching Mexico and the United States here on Sports Channel America. No score. Close to 14 minutes played here in the match in the first half. Trying to work his way through was Chris Henderson of the United States. Stolen away. Ball is played down by Antonio Gonzalez. And of course, Miola cannot use his hands out there when he comes outside the area, so he had to head it, and he headed it far to the right, and the ball goes out of play.
Here it comes again. Tony
He really
Miola
has to know where he is, right?
Absolutely, and he has a good feel for that 18-yard area. Once he gets outside, he has to use his earlier soccer skills, and that was a good header. Up and away, always on defense, up and away.
Miola coming off the shutout performance in the game against Olympia. Ooh, ball comes in all the way to him. Quickly, he'll get the release pass, and here comes Chris Henderson on the run for the United States. So
Chris Henderson has a lot of speed. He can run up and down the field all day.
Plays it long down the side. Running hard for the ball is Vermees. He's got it in the corner. Deepest penetration of the night for the Americans. Crosses it out in front and hits the side of the goal.
He's unhappy about that cross. He knew it should be an outswinger, and he was trying to get it out into the middle. Just slipped off his foot a little bit.
Vermees with a goal and an assist in the 2-0 victory. Trying to add to that here this evening, but it hits the side of the goal. So Mexico and the United States scoreless with 15 minutes played in the first half. Mexico controlling play, but now the United States starting to get back into the match, and as Matt said, trying to get the feeling of the match. What do they do right now? They have to really find what the Mexico team is doing and how they're going to try and slice through that?
Well, they should try to control the game. They've got to find the game first and then control it. At midfield, again, I keep putting it on Bruce Murray, Peter Vermees, and Marcelo Balboa. They will find that midfield. Once they control the midfield, then they can start doing the things that they want to do.
Gonzalez trying to spring Espinoza up the near side. Nice steal, and Bruce Murray on it for the United States. Murray loses the ball off his foot. Cutting through now with it. Here's Valdez. Valdez drop back. Comes now, and Garcia Aspe lays the ball over to Espinoza. Espinoza looking, crosses in front, header! Oh, it hit the goal post! And Vermees chases it down. Miola's best friend was the far goal post on that play.
That was a great attacking header.
United States back on the other side. They've got a chance as they go crossing for Dante Washington. He's taken down in the penalty area. Quickly, Henderson comes out, and Pineda, the goalkeeper, is out to knock it away. Great action at both ends.
Listen to that crowd. End-to-end action, and they love it.
So Mexico with a great opportunity, and Matt, let's take a look at that as they hit the goalpost.
When you have an attacking header, here it comes. It freezes Alexei coming in on the ball and drives that ball. Fortunately, it hit the post. Miola just can't react to it because it's an attacking header and it comes that quickly.
He got it all, too, didn't he, on the header? I mean, flying through with the flick of the forehead, and it hit the far goalpost.
That's a textbook head ball.
All right, the United States now. This is Murray. Up in the air, got it on the air, and went all the turns looking for some space, but plays the ball out in front, also looking for a foul, and they did not get one. Boy, then down at the other end, a great crossing pass, and Dante Washington had a chance right there along with the United States. And Pineda right now is holding onto his right elbow, and I'm wondering how, I didn't see a ball hit him or any players hit him, but he's flexing the right elbow, man.
He might have come down hard on it. It's hard to say. That funny bone, you just never know.
Out with the ball now, Carlos Barra plays it over, and it comes to Antonio Gonzalez. Gonzalez really started that last great play for Mexico. Backheel pass. Work it up the near side, the far side now. This is Vasquez to Barra. Carlos Barra had a great opportunity early, and Miola stopped that. Miola has made a save, and the goalpost for the United States has made a save in this one.
Well, they're clogging up that vital zone. You see they're having trouble forcing that ball into the middle.
There's a shot. Wide goal kick for the United States. Mexico could not really come up with the space or the mistake that they wanted the United States to make defensively. And so it ends up in a goal kick. Now let's go back and see if the goalkeeper ends up getting injured right there, Matt.
That's a 50-50 ball, and the goalkeeper might have scraped his elbow on that. And goalkeepers dread trying to have the challenge that ball so far out of the goal mouth, because if they don't get it, it's a sure goal.
Boy, and he's still holding on to it. As we come back, the United States in their white uniform, blue shorts, and that is Paul Crumpy with the ball. Crumpy plays the ball down, far side header, almost sprung Dante Washington loose. They couldn't get it to him, though. Now Winalda tries to contest, but really just cruising away from him was Carlos Barra. He's got Espinoza on his right, gives it to him. Drops back Antonio Gonzalez. Back it comes to Espinoza. To Carlos Barra. With some space. Crosses with the right foot. Headed out by the United States. Ball bounds around. Shot by Espinoza, looking for some in-turn on that, but it went far and wide. It's a goal kick for the United States, and we'll be back to the Los Angeles Coliseum with 20 minutes played here in the first half. Mexico, the United States are scoreless. At the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. 20 minutes played here in the first half. Mexico and the United States are scoreless. Mexico has had 4 to 5 great scoring opportunities. They've hit a goal post, and American goalkeeper Tony Meola has stopped them on the other occasions. The United States has really not had much in the way of scoring opportunities on their side of the ledger. This is Carlos Barra with it, with a move to the left and then the right, and then a foul, and it's on Vermees.
Well, that's trying to get control of the midfield and not allowing them to have free access in the middle. Here. Peter Vermees got the ball. That might not have been a foul. That was a good defensive play by Peter.
Vermees barking out instructions. The United States captain moves back towards the United States wall of defenders.
Peter trying to interfere with the start of the kick so the wall can get set up.
There they are. The United States wall is set up. Indirect free kick, I believe. They're going to go for 2 touches here. No, it's just a free kick. And it goes high and wide. They really got a lot on that as Alberto Garcia Aspe let it go, and it went high and wide on the goal on the right side.
The crowd is unhappy about that. Here comes the direct free kick so that he can put it in without anybody else having to touch the ball. He can score a goal by just hitting it directly in the goal.
Now on the indirect free kick on the other side, it is
one person has to touch it. It can be anybody. It can deflect off the wall. So you see many indirect free kicks being taken with a hard shot so it skims off the wall and it can still go in.
The referee's decision on that, right?
No, it's based on the foul.
All right, here it is. Eric Winalda with it for the United States. In the area, Dante Washington trying to turn and fire. The quick shot by Vermees goes high and wide. As the United States ended up with a touch off of Washington, it went back to Vermees, and he put it high and wide. Now the United States, and there's Peter Vermees. Of course, he played with the United States in the World Cup over in Italy.
That's right.
A lot of the Americans are over playing professionally now in Europe and around South America.
Yes, welcome addition to the team is Steve Trichu, who came from Sparta Prague in Czechoslovakia.
But there you see Armstrong, Bliss, Caligari, Doyle, Harks, and Ramos, who was scheduled to be here, but his team is trying to get into the first division in Spain, and so his team at the last minute did not want him traveling so much and wanted him practicing with their club so that they could make the drive to the first division. And there you see the rest of the Americans playing over in Europe.
John Harks has been doing great with Sheffield Wednesday, and he's playing in the League Cup. It's now called the Rumbelow Cup. It used to be the Milk Cup and the Littlewoods Cup at one time or another. It's coming up on April 21st, playing in front of 100,000 people.
At Wembley Stadium. Good luck to John Harks. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see him play at some time during the World Series of Soccer. Maybe he'll be able to be released from his English club and come back to the United States and play with the American national team. He was such a vital part of it in the World Cup. Now back to action. Mexico driving towards the American goal. Quick shot, and Meola almost got stopped there. It looked like he got going the wrong way, and luckily the shot went wide. It's a goal kick for the United States on the hard shot taken there by Guillermo Vasquez.
Yes, it looks like Tony slipped a little bit on this shot. A good right-footed shot coming hard, but good 3 or 4 yards wide of the goal.
You can almost see Miola looking down at his spikes or looking down at the piece of turf that he seemed to slip on, but it was dangerous if it was on goal. Clavijo delivers the ball to Dayak. This is Lexi Lawless for the United States. We've played 23 minutes, close to 24 minutes now played in the first half. Jim Donovan, Matt Barr, the World Series of Soccer here on Sports Channel America. No score between Mexico and the United States. A long ball is played too long and too wide to the right and out of bounds, and a giveaway by the United States.
Incidentally, that goal that was scored. Here's Coach John Kowalski with the new technique, new spirit on this team, doing very well. You can just see it in practice. The guys are very enthusiastic, taking the shots, looking forward to a new era of U.S. soccer.
So Kowalski wanted them to shoot and be more aggressive offensively, and they were in the game against Olympia Paraguay. Now they're trying to find some space here against Mexico. But, Matt, let's say this. Really, through the first 24 minutes, they have had some problems finding really ball control. It's been on Mexico's foot a lot longer than it has been on the United States.
That's right. Mexico has been controlling the center of the field, but not as much as they were early in the game. Again, a great save by Miola to start off the game, just like against Paraguay, has set the tempo. So maybe the U.S. can get back into the game little by little and start making some goals.
Now, can Mexico be frustrated to the point where they have dominated the first 25 minutes here in the first half but have no goals to show?
It is a little frustrating. They've had a number of corner kicks, had some good chances on goal, and not had it go in. So it does get frustrating. They might start rushing a little bit more, and then they'll start making the mistakes.
All right, here's an opportunity, and Marcelo Balboa breaks that up for the United States. Balboa played so well in the midfield as he's dropped back there. And in fact, every time he's played in the midfield, and I believe against Italy in the World Cup, he played so well in the midfield, he's been a very solid player for them. They tried him at sweeper and then put him back up to the midfield. Mexico with a chance now, once again, driving deep into the American end, but the ball goes out of bounds. Throw in United States.
That's right. Marcelo Balboa is back to his defensive midfield position, his steadying influence.
Right there, there's Ignacio Trias,
Yes.
the Mexican national team coach here tonight.
That's El Viejo Zorro, the old fox. He's considered the godfather of coaches in Mexico.
He is 75 years old. On the Mexican bench here tonight at the LA Coliseum. Scoreless, 26 minutes played. The United States again sloppy in their own end as they cannot control the ball, and Lawless cannot control the pass from Bruce Murray, and a throw in for Mexico. And putting the ball in play will be Antonio Gonzalez. Puts it out to Carlos Barra. Now working through. It's Vasquez, and he shoots one in, and Miola is there again.
Miola had such a good game against Paraguay. It didn't really show as much because the Sage looked so easy, but the shots were hard against him, and he was in just such good position.
You hear the Mexican crowd really laying it on Eric Winalda, who plays it back deep into his own end. He took it from the Mexican end and threw it all the way back towards the American goal. They don't like that. Now here's Clavijo starting out for the United States. Lays a long ball down. Dante Washington up in the air to flick it through into the area, but it's controlled nicely by Mexico, and with it there was Abraham Nava.
This is Dante Washington's second international appearance, and he has got a lot of speed and strength and draws a lot of attention from defenders.
Again, Carlos Barra, what a player he's been in the midfield for Mexico here in the first half. Really number 22. He's been in the middle of every play, and now he's got a chance down that far left side. Crosses it. Headed away by Bruce Murray. And cleared away by the United States. Now they look to counterattack. They've got Murray, but he's offside if they made the pass to him. So they held up on the play, and they give the ball out on the left near side to Chris Henderson, and he is offside.
Yes, there's a new rule change, of course, on the offside rule, where you can be even with the second to last defender before the pass is made.
Here's Espinoza into the United States end.
This is a good rule change. It should encourage a lot more scoring because you now are even with the defender when the pass is made.
Bruce Murray took it right to the back line and then plays it out. Now, I don't believe that's a corner kick. I believe he wasn't over the goal. He didn't put it over the goal line. Put it right to the side corner, right?
It looks like it went over the sideline, so it will be a throw-in, but expect a long throw-in that might simulate a corner kick.
Here's Gonzalez on the throw-in for Mexico. Stolen away. The United States handled that very nicely.
It's just a matter of inches, obviously, on that corner, between the end line, the goal line, and the sideline, excuse me.
The ball comes all the way back down into the Mexican end, where it has not been much this evening. We've played 28 minutes here in the first half. No score, Mexico and the United States. Mexico has had the better of the play. Espinoza. Oh, he laid it off his player had gone the other way. That's Antonio Gonzalez had gone by the play, and so the United States gets it back on a rare Mexico turnover. So a throw in for the United States, and now they march the ball up. Here's Murray. It comes to Henderson. Remember, coming up now tomorrow afternoon, the United States takes on Canada, 4 Eastern time. But let's get back to the action right now as the Americans pressing on the attack. Dante Washington gives it to Murray. Nice ball, Murray with room. Crosses Washington right into the area. He cannot get there, and the ball is pounded away. Best scoring opportunity for the United States.
Great ball by Bruce Murray, getting it into Washington.
Here's a good run by Crumpy. Up for Washington. Here's Balboa. Lets it fly. That's blocked out. Vermees has it. Vermees still has it. And Crumpy cannot control. Again, the United States now with good pressure as they fly down the side, and the ball goes out, and it goes out off of Mexico. And so the United States finally puts on the pressure.
2 plays with Dante Washington right into the middle of it. Bruce Murray takes it down, brings a cross in. Dante Washington has to go for a 50-50 ball that obviously can go either way. Good save by the defenders. He was in on the head ball right after that also.
All right, Mexico breaks out. And they break out with a big opening up that left side. And a nice play by the United States. As knocking the ball away was Clavijo at the sweeper spot. A real tremendous play by Clavijo.
That's where his speed is really showing through there.
15 minutes left here in the first half. Jim Donovan, Matt Barr from the LA Coliseum. No score, Mexico and the United States. The United States just moments ago had their best flurry of activity in the offensive end. They could not come up with a goal. Mexico's been all over them, though, before that. Now back to the attack they go. Trying to keep the ball alive, and they do. Crossing ball, I believe it goes off the American out in front there, and yes, it does. It went off of Troy Dyack. So let's see if that's a corner kick coming up for Mexico.
Yes, it is. Troy Dyack is your journeyman defender. Good, solid player who just always gives you a good game. Kind of the all-Madden type of player.
6-corner kick coming up now for Mexico. They play it out. Vermees heads it. Washington tries to pound it out. Ball is loose, and they get it back towards midfield. It's controlled there by Nava. We've not seen him go forward too much coming into this match, and again, I believe they hit it off one of the Americans, and it will be another corner kick.
Mexico is getting to the end line and trying to bring the ball back an awful lot, and that's where, as a defender, you can't let it go across, and you do knock it across the goal line for a corner kick. Look for another end swinger.
Blocked. Loose ball. Cross out in front, and that's cleared away. Washington will now try and break it out for the United States. Mexico has it right back at midfield, plays it forward. Bruce Murray battles for the ball for the United States and gets it loose. Vermees lays a long ball up. That was for Washington, but Henderson swoops in. But before that, it is played back, and a nice play by Antonio Gonzalez.
That's that long ball counterattack that we were talking about earlier. Move it upfield quickly.
Ball is out near midfield. Mexico once again with it. Here's Espinoza racing up and laying the ball off, and now they counter on the attack, and rolling through there is Antonio Valdez. Valdez now drops it back. Out in front. Lalas knocked it away. Crumpy takes it for the United States and plays it out. Mexico right back on the attack then.
The U.S. is doing a good job of closing down and clogging up that vital zone. It's frustrating the Mexican offense.
Vasquez plays it out in front. A lot of loose balls, and luckily the Americans keep getting to them. Carlos Barra with it now for Mexico. Turns in, gets away from Washington. Miscommunications there. A shot out in front, headed, and over the goal line. And I believe it's a goal kick upcoming for the United States. As you see, Carlos Barra, he came forward, and there was some miscommunication there between Dante Washington and one of his teammates as to who was going towards the man.
That was great effort to get back and make up for the mistake, because you're stuck in a 2-on-1 situation, and now everyone has to get back to try to block the pass coming in.
What do they need right now? As you see Marcelo Balboa adjusting his right stocking, but what do they need, Matt, to get the play at the other end of the field? They just can't seem to get control of the ball and hold on to it.
Simply put, they've got to fight and regain control of the midfield, or gain control of the midfield. And that's what you'll see those men trying to do. It's easy to say, but it's tough to do. You must find the game and then start the control.
This is Espinoza. Flicks the ball far side as we look right over the shoulder of Tony Meola. Crossing ball, and again, Mexico gets to it first as their speed has been very evident here in the first half. Carlos Barra to Espinoza. United States trying to get it out of there. Meola's coming out of the goal, and he makes the save. Dangerous play there.
Yes, and Lexi Lalas did a great job of shielding the Mexican forward off the ball.
Great steal. United States on the move. Another nice move to the middle. Beautiful drop. Bruce Murray, right foot wide.
Bruce Murray has a gun. He mishit that a little bit, but that was a good drive. Winalda.
Super run by Winalda, wasn't it?
Tremendous. And he brought the ball back good to Bruce Murray, so he could take a shot. And of course, Dante, right foot, which Murray favors, and just brought it a little bit inside. They were practicing shots a lot yesterday in practice, and hitting guns most of the time.
Roughly 10 minutes to go here in the first half. No score. Eric Winalda made the great run to set up Bruce Murray. First of all, he made the run, got the ball, and then delivered it back to Murray. It was almost just like the goal when they set their first goal against Olympia.
Exactly, and Dante Washington was in great position in the middle of the field, waiting for the ball to come in, if indeed that's what Bruce wanted to do instead of shooting.
Antonio Gonzalez, number 2 there, could not retrieve the ball in time. It went out of bounds, so the United States will have a throw-in. Marcelo Balboa will throw the ball in. Puts it in play, and it comes up to Chris Henderson. Or rather, Eric Winalda, excuse me. Winalda. Dante Washington, can he play it and tee it up? Nice play, flicks it right, looking out in front. They tried to spring a man through, and that was Washington, and he was blocked out of the play.
Looking for an obstruction call there, and you have to be somewhat of an actor, although that would have been a legitimate obstruction call.
All right, the United States starting to mount their own attack. Here's Vermees trying to get loose. Vermees back plays it now. United States playing with the ball and finally getting a little bit of control, as Matt said so many times here in the first half, trying to get it here in the midfield area. Espinoza down low to block the ball. Good hard tackle there by Murray, and he comes loose with the ball, which makes it even a better play, and Winalda's off and running to Murray. Takes it on the left foot, crosses it right at the goalpost, and the save was made by Pineda.
Thought he could catch the keeper cheating on that ball, and he almost did. Put it to the near post.
We'll be selecting the Mars Milky Way MVPs of the game coming up during our second half. Mars Milky Way, a proud sponsor of the U.S. national team. Just another way Mars Milky Way makes life a little sweeter. So stay tuned for that in the second half. We have 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. Mexico and the United States still 0-0. Mexico with the ball. Free a man running towards the ball there is Luis Garcia. Takes it right off the end line. Oh, beautiful pass out in front. As he squeezed it between the legs of Lexi Lalas. And the United States clears. Mexico back with it. It isn't cleared for long, and Mexico back plays it. Look at the header. Laid right into the area. Crumpy heads it the other way.
Garcia has scored 16 goals for his team, Pumas, and he is the leading scorer in the first division.
There's a hard shot, and it goes wide. Wide of the post. Let's see if I believe Miola got a hand on that, and they are setting up for a corner kick.
He did get a hand on it, and it was a good position. It was not going to go in. Miola had good position on that ball to keep it outside of the goal. Here's the right-footed shot. Off his hand. Corner kick. In-swinger clogging up. The two big men in the back, Alexei Lalas and Bruce Murray.
What? Loose ball. Clavillo chased it down. We're going to do the corner kick all over again as it went off an American player out in front.
Again, the U.S. is trying to counteract that in-swinger by putting their two big guys in the far post, Lalas and Murray, on the head balls. Mexico is clogging up the middle and trying to hit an in-swinger in to cause confusion and maybe get a rebound goal.
Espinoza. Miola out, makes the save. Nice play by Tony. That's the third time he's been able to handle a corner kick just like that. If you're going to make the move to go out, Matt, in that situation, you have to really make it, right? There's no halfway steps.
You cannot hesitate.
Yeah, you're caught in no man's land. Mexico plays the ball out, so Ronaldo will wait for them to retrieve it. And we have played 39 minutes here in the first half at 0-0.
On last year's game against Mexico, they did have a lot of corners then, and they knew what to expect on the corner kicks.
Good throw in by Balboa as he got it right to Washington, but it's knocked off his body. Clavijo with it at midfield. This is Dayak. Lays it down into the right corner, too far for Vermees. And Mexico keeps the ball in play and controls. All right, with it now is Antonio Gonzalez. Swings it over. Abraham Nava. And Mexico will start to move up towards midfield. Carlos Barra. Back near side, Gonzalez. This is the side they've been working now, directly below us, the near side.
Yes, and Espinoza has been on both sides of the field, creating havoc.
Barra and Espinoza have been the playmakers. Now they handle the ball off to each other. Here's Barra. Plays it right into the midfield. Mexico just controlling, looking for a shot right now. Almost like a keep-away game from the United States. This wears heavily on them, pumping out, trying to defend. And got by him a minute for a second there, and then a takedown. They'll be back. It's going to be a corner kick, I believe, coming up for Mexico, but we'll be right back to see it right after this timeout. That was a corner, you know.
Bad place for a commercial. How many corners has that been? There's that in-swinger. Offsides. Bad call.
Welcome, Cincinnati and community members to tonight's event. Thank you for being with us.
Mexico played the ball out over the goal line. Goal kick for the United States. Mexico and the United States are scoreless. We're coming to you from the LA Coliseum in Los Angeles, California. Roughly about 3.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Marcelo Balboa with the ball for the United States. Lays it over near side. This is Chris Henderson from UCLA. Henderson being marked closely by Antonio Gonzalez of Mexico. Henderson gets the ball back. Plays it deeper for Crumpy. Trying to get it up in the air, and rushing for the ball was Dayak, and Dayak has it go off his head and out of bounds, and so it will be a goal kick for Mexico. So we have now roughly 3 minutes to be played here in the first half. 0-0. If the United States goes into the locker room at halftime scoreless, Matt, is that a victory for them?
They'll consider it a victory because this is a very experienced Mexican team. And you don't want to give up the cheap goal early, but by the same token, you do want to slowly gain control of the game. And it looks like the U.S. is starting to control the midfield and to make good attacks on the Mexican goal.
Here's one right now. Washington flicks right. Winalda. Into the area now looking. Winalda. Washington over the goal.
Winalda has been doing a super job on creating those chances for the U.S. team in the goal mouth. He's been all over the place and making good runs.
Dante Washington, number 15. And I believe we have a corner kick upcoming here for the United States as it deflected on the Washington shot off of a Mexican defender. And so instead it will be now a corner kick rather than a goal kick. And Peter Vermees moves over into the spot far side. Time being kept on the field by the referee right now. Vermees out in front. Oh, they hit a goal post. Washington scores!
Oh, textbook.
John Kowalski has seen Mexico just take corner kick after corner kick here in the first half. And now with his team, I believe that might have been their first corner kick of the match. And Washington bangs in a rebound. Dante Washington with the goal.
They had that set up really well in two ways. Bruce Murray was drawing a lot of the flack with being big inside, and Alexei Lalas was hanging off with a big head. Dante Washington picks up the rebound and rams it home.
Washington first knocked the ball down with his head to his foot and then banged it home. Here it is again, Vermees, and now watch Lalas come rolling in with the header.
Good header, good save off the post. Washington brings it down to his foot, just drives it in.
The United States with the goal to make it 1-0.
Excellent set-piece play by the U.S. on that corner.
Foul called on Peter Vermees.
The deception was to move everyone forward and leave Lalas in the back hiding to get that aggressive head ball.
So Dante Washington, who they have been very excited about with that raw talent that he has, and the more experience he gets with the national team, they feel he'll become so much better. Now Mexico with a chance as the United States got a bit sloppy, but the ever-present Fernando Clavijo made the play.
Although that goal was close in for Dante Washington, he has as strong a shot as Bruce Murray does. Very powerful shot.
Now the United States with the steal. Up the field it comes. Henderson and Winalda will now run hard. This is Winalda with Henderson breaking. Winalda takes it across the area. Here's Murray turning. Remember, he's got that hard shot that Matt talked about, and he was looking for some room there. Balboa for the United States lays it out on the right. Looking, that's the end of the first half, I believe. Yes, it is. End of the first half. Mexico dominated the first 42.5 minutes of this first half, but Dante Washington scores late in the first half, and the United States leads 1-0. We're coming to you from Los Angeles, and right now we pause for a regional break. You're watching the World Series of Soccer on Sports Channel America.
Actually, what we're going to do is these two are going to be on camera.
Jim, can...
Hi, Al. How are you doing? Jim Down. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Al.
All right, which saves now? 2 Miola say? All right.
So what we're going to do is put you guys on sticks.
Oh, boy. Do we have time?
Off the post. Alexei off the post.
Alexei, boy, you can see that set up. I really want to talk about that. That was a great set-piece play. The deception of bringing everybody forward to leave the far post for the one-on-one situation.
Doesn't Winalda look smooth out there?
Winalda's playing very well.
I've never seen him play. All he's worried about now is
Go ahead and turn around and
worried about
off.
over 11. He's a kid.
I have it. I have it.
Sometimes that happens. It's like, why didn't the guy make the pass on one play of basketball?
This is yours?
We're going to talk about
Two saves and a goal.
Mr. Mono.
Huh?
I'd like to talk about Eric Winalda, or at least mention him because he is playing a good game.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Oh, look at that. I can barely hear
Your level's
Jim.
okay?
I can't hear.
Okay. What are we doing, Jim?
You still can't hear?
Oh, I can hear.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is it gonna, Jim, is it gonna be a slow motion shot of the goal? Because it was a very good set piece play on the corner kick. Is it gonna be a slow motion shot of the corner kick goal?
Okay, what was that?
Debbie, is it gonna be a slow motion shot of the corner kick goal to show the setup?
Is it going to be a slow motion shot of the corner goal to show the setup?
Yes.
Okay, we all set here? Yeah.
How am I going to get down to the field in time?
Well, you're out of here right after this. Okay. Yep, all set. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay.
That's not fog, it's smoke from the fireworks.
Okay. What's that? What's for the next break? Is this the Budweiser halftime report? Oh, okay. Okay. It's 1-0 at halftime. The United States leading over Mexico on a goal by Dante Washington. As we come back at halftime, I'm Jim Donovan along with Matt Barr. Fireworks going off here at the Coliseum. Fireworks going off for the United States offensively. 2 goals against Olympia of Paraguay. And in the first half, a late goal by Dante Washington, and a beauty it was. Let's review some of the highlights because the United States defended well. In particular, Tony Miola came up with some big saves early.
That's right. It's important to have those saves. Here comes the first save.
That's
Good
Carlos
left-footed
Barra.
Shot. Miola diving and pushing the ball outside over the goal line for a corner kick. Those saves are important early just so that you're not working from a deficit.
Now he got a little help from the goalpost on one Mexican attempt. Watch this play once again. It's Espinoza with the cross.
Excellent head ball here that caught Miola flat-footed, but it's just a good shot. The post helps.
So sometimes they say the goaltender's best friend. They say that in some sports that it is the goalpost, and indeed right there. Now the United States on the corner kick.
Yes, good set-piece play. The guys on the far post pull everybody in to leave Lawless one-on-one on the back post. Good aggressive header that goes off the post. Dante Washington comes up with a rebound and rams it home.
So there they are, number 3 and 15. Lawless with the header that went off the goal post, then Washington with the header, and then banged it in with the right foot, and it's 1-0, the United States over Mexico here at the end of the first half. We'll be back with more of our halftime report right after this timeout.
That's going to be a tough decision if he keeps bringing them on like this. Sorry, I didn't mean. Easy. Sorry. Don't mind me.
Come on in, Al.
How do I get downstairs? I need
How you doing? Nice to meet you. How long did? Yeah. Okay. All right. How long have you been on the job now?
Since August, so what's that, 7 months?
Now, you were in soccer before, right?
3 times before.
Okay.
The original United Soccer Association, which was before the NASL. And I was Jack Kent Cook's lawyer. He had the rules. And I was the chairman of the owners of the LA Aztecs in the NASL. And I was the soccer commissioner of the Olympics.
You're the president now? Is that the president of the United Soccer?
Okay. That's more than Saddam Hussein was able to get out.
Yeah.
Are you the chairman of the World Cup organizing committee?
All right. Okay.
His son is president of the Football Association in Iraq.
Okay. Can you lower your voice a little bit? Or am I? Okay. Nothing. That's all right. That's okay. All right.
We have a moment, ladies and gentlemen, before the second half.
It's the Budweiser halftime report here from the Los Angeles Coliseum. We had fireworks here at halftime. We had fireworks right at the end of the first half as the United States on the board against Mexico 1-0 at halftime as the sky lit up here at the LA Coliseum. The World Series of Soccer continues here on Sports Channel America. Yes, Serene, it's been a good couple of days for the United States with their win over Olympia of Paraguay and their halftime lead. I'm joined right now by Alan Rothenberg, the new president of the United States Soccer Federation, on the job since August. Congratulations to you for winning that election. And so far, how's it going? I know you've had a great background in soccer, organizing with the Olympics, and which was a very big success, the most widely attended venue in the Olympic Games of the LA Olympic Games in '84.
It was great, and we're going to replicate that with this World Series of Soccer and the actions of our U.S. national team, and of course leading toward 1994 when we're going to have the best World Cup in the history of FIFA's World Cup.
Let's hope so. Alan is the chairman of the organizing committee for the World Cup 1994. Alan, tell me this now. A lot of things on the agenda right now. You get in the job and it's a very busy time. Let's talk. Why did you want to get the position?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that yet.
Let's move on to another question.
When I won the election at the end, I was reminded of the final line in the movie The Candidate after Robert Redford won. Said, now what do we do? You know, that's no, I really think that this is a fantastic opportunity to move soccer from being probably the most exciting and fastest growing participant sport into the absolute big leagues of spectator sports in the United States. And I think that what we're doing with the U.S. national team with this World Series of Soccer is cultivating great interest. What we're going to do ultimately with the creation of a professional league and what the World Cup is going to mean to this country is just spectacular. I wanted to be a part of this great, exciting movement and give a little back to the game and to the country.
All right, a lot of American soccer fans want me to ask you this question, so I will. What about the head coaching position of the United States national team? Bob Gansler has stepped down to take on other duties within the Federation in player development and coaching development. John Kowalski has stepped in under an interim basis. He's been doing a great job so far. I know he's a very popular candidate for the job. What is going to happen right now? What's the timetable? What are your thoughts about the coaching position?
Well, if the team keeps doing this well, I'm sure John's going to hire an agent. No, we have talked to a number of tremendous candidates, coaches from around the world who have international game experience, World Cup experience, which is what we were looking for. I mean, we were pleased in many respects with the job that Bob Gansler had done, but what he doesn't have and what no American coach has is that really tough on-field international game experience. And we have a couple of excellent candidates. I'm hopeful that within a few weeks, by the beginning of April, we will have made our selection, and I think it's somebody that will lead us to some miraculous results in 1994.
Tell me this now, a bunch of exciting games coming up in the next few months. Ireland, Argentina, Uruguay, AC Milan coming up too, and Canada coming up. And what about the World Series of Soccer?
Well, it's a great opportunity, and what we tried to do, and I think what we've accomplished, is get some of the best competition in the world, play them in the major cities of America, and those cities are all cities that are bidding to host World Cup games. It gives our players the kind of experience that they can't get otherwise. It gives the fans of America the opportunity to see world-class soccer, and it gives a chance to have Sports Channel America do a great job telecasting a great series. So I just think it's a wonderful combination and something that's going to help again in the whole crusade to improve the interest of soccer in this country.
You're a very busy man. Thanks for stopping by, Alan. Nice talking with you.
My pleasure, and keep up the great work.
Thank you very much. Alan Rothenberg, president of the United States Soccer Federation. 1-0 United States at the half, and we'll be back right after this regional timeout. You're watching the World Series of Soccer on Sports Channel America. All right.
So would I. Yeah, they're bringing over Mechnick. It's Mechnick.
Isn't it Matchnick? Machnick?
Mechnick.
Test.
Replay of the Paraguay game. Early save by Miola. Slowly gaining control of the midfield. What do we... Over on this side, sorry. What should we expect in the second half?
Well, hopefully just like the Paraguay game,
well,
more of the same, but we had that early save by Tony Miola. And
we're not
we all set here? Is this straight into the second half now after this interview? Okay. All right, yep. Do I throw it down to him, Jim? Okay. Yep, I'm ready. Yep.
No substitutions for the Mexican national team.
From the LA Coliseum, the World Series of Soccer continues on Sports Channel America. 1-0 the United States in the lead over Mexico at halftime. Down to the field and Matt Barr. Matt?
Coach, it almost seems like a replay of the Paraguay game. An early goal, or an early save by Miola, and then a late goal. What do you expect the second half?
a terrific save by Tony Miola. Coach Kowalski has made a change for halftime. Dominic Kinnear is coming into the game. Dante Washington, who got the goal, is going out. Mexico hasn't lost a game in 25 tries here in Los Angeles, and we're going to have to play a little defense this second half.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. Back to you, Jim.
All right, thanks, Matt, and thank you to John Matchnick, the assistant coach for the United States. Dominic Kinnear as the choice of John Kowalski to come into the lineup for the United States. They lead 1-0 on a goal by Dante Washington, assisted by Lexi Lawless. Off the post went Lawless after a corner kick by Peter Vermees. The rebound scooped up by Dante Washington, and he banged it in after Mexico had dominated much of the first half, and the second half is underway. 1-0 United States. Espinoza with the ball for Mexico. As Mexico looks for the equalizer in this one, Espinoza plays it to the corner. It goes out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for the United States. There's Dominic Kinnear there. He came on in the second half against Olympia of Paraguay. Kinnear has been bothered by an injured foot, and he was in the starting lineup originally for the Olympia game, but then the foot bothered him just before that game, and so they've been keeping him out, hoping that it would not swell up, and he's in there now here in the second half. And he's got the ball right now. Kinnear made a great pass that set up Peter Vermees late in the game against Olympia for the United States' second goal. Mexico with the ball. They controlled, as I said, the ball really almost 3-1 compared to the United States in the first half. And now move into the United States end. Marching up the sideline. United States backing up a bit. Clavijo comes over along with Murray, and Clavijo takes it right to that end line and then bangs it out, but he did not get there in time, and so the United States gives up the ball on the sideline deep in their own territory. Mexico with the edge in shots. Miola with 3 saves. And the corner kicks, look at that. Mexico 9, the United States 1, and on the only corner kick that the Americans had, they scored. Carlos Barra plays the ball back deep into his own end for Mexico. We're a minute and a half gone here in the second half. Jim Donovan and Matt Barr with you from the Los Angeles Coliseum, and we're back with you tomorrow afternoon. From Torrance, California, it will be the United States taking on Canada. Here's Barrow with the ball and a foul called on the United States. So early once again, it is Mexico with the advantage here, trying to come up with the equalizer and tie the game at 1. Play the ball into the area. It's knocked out of there by the American defenders. And over the sideline, out of bounds, throw in for Mexico. Putting the ball in play will be Rafael Gutierrez Aldeco. Aldeco now moving the ball up the near side. Plays it off of Dayak, but look at Miola come out and make a fine play, and now they're going to say that he was over the end line when he touched the ball. And so Mexico will come up with their 10th corner kick of the match.
I seem a little out of breath. I haven't done steps since Matt.
Matt making his way up from the sideline. And back into the booth here. The shot in on goal, and Miola had pretty good vision on that one and knocked it down. Now there's that long outlet down the field over the head of Henderson and by Bruce Murray, and it will be a throw in for Mexico. 1-0 the United States. Dante Washington, who scored the goal, not in the lineup here in the second half. Dominic Kinnear has replaced him, and the United States has put Peter Vermees up front to go alongside with Eric Winalda.
That's right. When Dominic Kinnear came in the last game, he got an assist almost immediately. Some say that's good coaching. Others say it's good fresh legs. Dominic is a force to be reckoned with.
Carlos Barra plays the ball over near side now. Controlling is Vasquez. Vasquez moving on Vermees. Flicks over, and this is Abraham Nava. Nava into the area. Clavillo out to knock it away for the United States, and they look to gather control. A takedown, no whistle. Mexico looked like they might have gotten away with a foul there. Gutierrez Aldeco plays it right to the top of the box. Crossing ball. Knocked away by the United States and played back to goalkeeper Miola.
Again, Mexico seems to be trying to set in the stage early in the beginning of the half by controlling the midfield, although there is more urgency in their attack.
Now 4 minutes gone here in the second half. United States leading 1-0. Miola trying to decide what he's going to do. And the Mexican fans whistling Tony Miola, wanting him to start play up once again. Look at Winalda with the header. And the loose ball played by Vermees, but he tried to flick it across. They can't. Balboa takes a shot. Didn't get all of that one. Kind of hit with a thud, and the ball goes out of bounds. This program is a copyright presentation of Soccer USA Partners and Sports Channel America. Any use of the pictures and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Soccer USA Partners and Sports Channel America is prohibited. From the Los Angeles Coliseum, it is 1-0 the United States leading Mexico. Mexico with a string of 25 wins here at the LA Coliseum. It's really been a home field for them. On the throw-in by Balboa, the ball is knocked out. Henderson chases. Back to Balboa.
A long throw by Balboa.
Crosses, and Winalda rolls it in. Excuse me, Matt, and Pineda makes the save.
A long throw in that deep in the territory is equally effective as a corner kick.
With the ball now is Miola. Miola plays it out, and the United States on the move. Dominic Kinnear to Clavijo. Back to Miola. And Mexico not pressing the issue, waiting for the United States. Almost 3/4 way back. And the United States now moving the ball up the field. Boy, Winalda got buried on a hit, and a foul called on Mexico, as it was Gutierrez Aldeco bumping into the shoulder of Winalda to knock him off the ball, and the foul on Mexico.
Winalda's been causing a lot of trouble up front. First, because they've been giving him room, and second, because of his excellent work habits. He's been causing them problems and moving all over the field.
Kinnear with a nice ball, and Winalda shakes in, fires over the goalpost and out of play, and a goal kick upcoming for Mexico. As Eric Winalda had some space, Winalda's had a superb game so far here again tonight. There you see the clock time running here in the second half as we come up to the 6.5-minute mark gone. Mexico on the move. Carlos Barra and Espinoza were so strong in the first half. I didn't get a countdown. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, is there no one talking in my ear?
I didn't hear a countdown down either.
Hey, is there any?
Jim, can you talk to us?
Hello?
Tell us when we're back. Now I hear you.
What's going on? Seven minutes and 15 seconds gone. Second half. Jim Donovan and Matt Barr with you from the Los Angeles Coliseum. And the 75-year-old Grizzly coach, Ignacio Trias.
The old fox.
He looks a little bit older right now. Yeah, at 1-0, his team trailing in the match. This is Espinoza trying to make a run, and the United States knocking the ball away. Good play. Balboa gave it away, though, at midfield. Dominic Kinnear comes back to steal.
Good hustle with fresh legs.
You're right, Matt. Kinnear really does have an extra step right now. Here's Balboa as the United States working the ball well. Dayak now. Giving the Mexicans a little taste of their own medicine, I think, with this keep-away game.
Some good passing at midfield.
Oh, Clavillo got fouled on the ball and a score! All tied up at 1-1. The United States gave them a dose of their medicine, and then the Mexicans made them pay for it as Fernando Clavijo got fooled on the ball, and the goal is scored by Mexico.
Unfortunately, Clavijo turned or just let it skip by a little bit too much. It took an odd bounce on him.
Luis Antonio Valdez ends up with the goal.
He's got 11 goals in the National League. He's just you don't want to give him one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Right through the legs of Miola. This match is tied at 1-1. Here it is one more time. Watch Clavillo right here. It seems like he has the ball played.
Gets turned, and it took a little skip on him. That might be due to the dew on the field. It's a little moist, and the ball skips a little further away than you normally would expect on a dry field.
Carlos Barra loses the ball. Great steal. Kinnear on the move. Now the United States back on the counter, trying to untie the game as Mexico has answered back to the first half goal by Washington. Here's Winalda out in front to Kinnear. Couldn't get it, and Pineda comes out to garner the ball in for the save.
That was a good run by Winalda. He set up the defense and tried to slip a pass through. A little bit hard, but it was a good run at the defense at the goal.
All right, Mexico with new life right now after that goal. 1-1 the score. As the goal is scored by Luis Antonio Valdez. Here's Carlos Barra. Espinoza now being chased from behind. Near side. Played there by Gutierrez Aldeco. Now Mexico, Garcia Aspe. Listen to the Mexican fans getting into it now. Ball is kept in by the United States, or are they saying Clavillo played it out? Actually, it's played over to the near side and out of bounds. And so, that's where the ball, look where the ball landed. On the spot right there. And so Mexico on a throw-in right now, and we have the referee arguing with one of the Mexican players and giving it right back to him as we look at the Mexican bench after they knocked the score at 1, so they lose the ball, and the United States will throw it in.
They called a foul throw on that. It was an awkward throw, and the refs will call it. Keep them honest.
Winalda double-teamed and pinned in, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Dominic Kinnear, and so the United States gives the ball back to Mexico. So, John Kowalski now will battle back in a 1-1 tie against Mexico. Ball on the end line. It goes out of bounds. Kinnear comes in with a late hit.
Little acting there.
The throw in for the United States as they do everything quickly. And a foul called here against Mexico as they tore down Eric Winalda.
He will be admonished there. I don't know if he'll get a yellow card, but the ref does want to maintain control of this game. He's telling him no hard plays. Keep it honest.
Mario Lopez, your referee tonight from Guatemala. Here's Clavillo now setting up after the foul is called, as there's the player that the foul was called on. 11.5 minutes gone. Long ball comes in, and we have a whistle and a foul called on the United States.
Notice how far up Wallace came up on that play. He is the big man for head balls up there along with Bruce Murray.
So Abraham Nava was the player that was knocked into. And let's watch that play once again.
Ronaldo up there challenging. That's a difficult thing to challenge the goalkeeper on a play like that because he's got a lot of latitude with what he can do to defend that. So he's always throwing knees and elbows, trying to create space for himself.
All right, Mexico trying to move out now. Carlos Barra plays the ball up in the middle. The United States seems to be a little shell-shocked by the goal.
Well, that's a tough play for a defender. When you think you have the ball read and it skips a little bit away from you, it's very frustrating.
Look out, Espinoza made a great move. Crossing ball, Miola comes out and makes the save. Then hurls it down the field to a running Eric Ronaldo. Ronaldo gives it left to Chris Henderson. The ball is played out by the Mexican defender there. Sliding over was Antonio Gonzalez, and it will be a throw-in for the United States. Here's Espinoza right there making the move. Beautiful move.
Yes. Forcing the ball forward up the line and beating a man with that pass.
All right, on the throw-in, the United States trying to control. Ball goes out of bounds off of Mexico again, right out by midfield. So Marcelo Balboa and the United States will get the ball back. 12:59 guy here, second half. The United States took a 1-0 lead right before the first half concluded on a goal by Dante Washington. After a United States corner kick. Mexico has tied it up here in the second half, and it's 1-1. Vermes to Murray. Knocked off his foot. Kinnear slides to try and keep control for the United States, but cannot. Vermes gives it a shot. A beautiful move right there to keep it alive. Henderson crosses it to the middle, and it's knocked out of play there by Nava. And it goes out of bounds, and the United States will get it back.
Both sides are challenging from midfield now. You see a lot of active play in there. You see Bruce Murray trying to take a man on to gain the advantage. Here comes the throw.
That's Paul Crumpy for the United States. Throws in, player slipped and fell. It was Chris Henderson going for the ball, and he slipped and fell. So they play it back to the Mexican goalkeeper, Hugo Pineda, and Mexico comes back. Just a blatant giveaway right there, and Kinnear steals. The United States will try and make him pay. Ronaldo got taken down, looking for a foul. They say play on. And Carlos Barra is back out with it for Mexico. Up the field it comes. Gonzalez flicks it to the middle. Again, it's Barra. Crosses sides, and now controlling is Vasquez. Mexico moving well right now in on the American defense. Headed out. That was Lexi Lalas getting the ball out. Ball stolen. Nice move here. Dangerous play coming right to the area. Moving over now. Looking for the shot. There's Garcia Aspe. Here he is again, and it's boomed out by the United States. A good play. Mexican fans again upset with their team that they didn't create a little bit more and thought that they might have been trying to create too much rather than shoot.
That's right. There were 3 good opportunities to take the shot there, and you must pull the trigger. If you want to score a goal, you must take the shot. Without the shot, scoring the goal will never occur.
So that was the man that they were whistling at right there. It was Alberto Garcia Aspe. Kept control of the ball but never pulled the trigger. Ronaldo tries to sidestep through 2 Mexican defenders, then comes back. Does not commit a foul. They did not whistle the play dead. But there's the foul called on the United States. And quickly Mexico puts the ball back in play. 1-1 the score. 15 and a half minutes gone. Jim Donovan, Matt Barr from the LA Coliseum here on Sports Channel America. Our coverage of the World Series of Soccer continues. Play heating up a little bit.
Yes, it is, and the ref does want to maintain control of this game because you do not want to lose control. This sort of thing happens when you have a tight game and it's middle of the second half. Both teams are fighting to maintain that control, and you're going to see a few more fouls, a few more aggressive plays.
Nice play by the United States. Vermes clears left side. Murray tried to give the ball to Henderson running up, but the ball had too much bend, too much distance on it, and it went out of play. It looked like they had a very, very nice chance going here. There's Ronaldo going down on the hard tackle. They looked for a foul. There was none whistled. Ball at midfield, Mexico in control. Nicely played there. Clavijo comes back to make the play. Confidence shaken a little bit on a player like Clavijo after a ball like that got away from him, man.
I don't think so. You understand that that does occur, but you just hate to see it happen because it does cost you a goal. You've got to fight back from it, and Clavijo Clavijo's enough of a professional to come back from something like that.
Look at the turn by Kinnear. And the foul is called as it's rather than Kinnear, let me say that was Winalda. Winalda ends up as the player going down.
Winalda looked like he might have been able to hold his feet, but on something like that, no way. Good foul, good call.
All right, so the United States will put it back in play. Kinnear. They were looking for a deflection out in front, did not get one. Mexico counters and steals. They seem to work the ball very quickly out of their own end, don't they?
Yeah, that's part of the U.S. strategy to keep the passing lanes inside closed off. Force the Mexican offense to move the ball to the outside and keep protecting, clogging up that vital zone so they don't have a free run up the middle. That's why with Clavijo and the goal, it's just frustrating. You have the ball red, it skips away from you.
Foul is called on Chris Henderson. This is Carlos Barra. Drops it in the middle. Vasquez. Again, now they work this near side, marching up. Gutierrez. Crossing ball out in front. Chased down in the end line. What a nice save by Espinoza to keep it in play. He crosses. Lala's headed it, but getting it back is Espinoza. Crosses again, looking for the header out in front. There's a loose ball. Dangerous situation here for the United States. The turn, the move, the center. The loose ball in front of the area. Viola saves.
That was a great sliding tackle to prevent that goal.
Number 6.
So the United States really in trouble right there. Look at Dyack chasing. And the United States comes back, and Paul Crumpy makes the sliding tackle.
Paul Crumpy did a fine job in keeping the ball under control. Great sliding tackle. Defenders usually don't like to slide simply because it puts them out of the play if they get beat. But in that case, it was all he could do, and it was a great play.
Mexico coming in with a substitution, as it will be Alfonso Sosa coming in. Number 11, Sosa comes in.
Sosa could have very easily started for this team, and many thought that he would start.
And Vasquez changes, and he comes out. So Alfonso Sosa is in the lineup for Mexico. 19 minutes played, second half. 1-1 the score.
Substitution for
United States and Mexico. Crumpy moving the ball out for the United States. Winalda trying to pick up a loose ball, knocks it out of bounds. Throw in, I believe, for Mexico. No, they say it went out of Mexico, and it will be a throw in for the United States as Winalda backpedals now.
Sosa has been brought in to provide some more offense because he can play midfield or forward.
Here's Dominic Kinnear. Bruce Murray. Murray being marked very tightly, not given too much room in the midfield here tonight.
They might have watched the films of Paraguay because Murray and Ramirez did such a good job at midfield that they wanted to control those two players especially.
Here's Sosa now, just into the game. Comes on here in the second half, looks to create, trying to get it to Espinoza in behind the American defense. Ball knocked out by Mexico. It'll be a throw in for the United States. Close to 20 minutes gone here. Alfonso Sosa.
Sosa has the fresh legs. You must be careful of a player who first comes into the game because he is going to be overly aggressive, overly active.
Ball is thrown in by the United States. Here's Dominic Kinnear. Nice moves in heavy traffic. And the United States running out right now. Boy, hard tackle at midfield, taking down Bruce Murray, and Murray goes down. A foul on Mexico.
Make too many moves at midfield, beat too many players, you're going to get cracked at midfield. They just don't want you beating people in the center of the field.
So now they've lost the lead. The United States now battling at a 1-1 level with Mexico. And we have not seen many scoring opportunities from them. In fact, none at all here in the second half. Here's one, though, as the United States turning. Vermees gets it out in front. Beautiful pass right there. They're looking for a handball. There was none called.
Vermees really wanted to take the shot there, but there was just too much traffic for him to shoot through.
Winalda with a little backpedal kick, kicked it up into the chest area of the Mexican defenders. United States waving for a handball to be called, but there was no whistle. Still 1-1. 21 minutes gone here in the second half. Remember, coming up, Nat and I will be selecting the Mars Milky Way players of the game, the proud sponsor of the United States national team. Mars Milky Way, just another way Mars Milky Way makes life a little sweeter. Playing the Mexican end. Remember, tomorrow afternoon we'll be back on the air with the United States and Canada at 4 Eastern Time here on Sports Channel America. Mexico now working the ball out of their own end. Gutierrez Aldeco works it up the near sideline. This is Sosa, who just came on. Clears it to the area. Up to get it and knock it out was Paul Crumpy. Crumpy plays it back. Controlling, though, is Antonio Valdez, who is the goal scorer for Mexico. Now Sosa, marked from behind there by Peter Vermees. Garcia Aspe with the shot. Miola can't find it. Finally gets to the near post and knock it away.
Like a hockey puck between the legs, it's just tough to find the ball when you lose it behind you.
What an opportunity. Let's watch it again, Matt. On the hard shot, it almost leaks through.
Good save with Miola because it skips right in front of him, and that's where it's hard with a wet field. It's tough for a goalkeeper to save that. Found the ball and made the good save off the rebound also.
Watch Luis Antonio Valdez go to the ball right there, sliding through, looking for his second goal of the evening. Now off the corner kick, the United States tying play up. Ball goes out.
Mexico tried a short corner there, and they got caught on it. Ronaldo made a good play to get the ball.
Mexico puts it in play very quickly. This is Carlos Barra to Espinoza with a nice shift right there. Moves. But the United States didn't go for it that time as Ronaldo steals and starts out. And is taken down from behind, and a foul is called.
Yes, most offensive players don't believe that an offensive player like Ronaldo can play good defense, but you saw he did play good defense and surprised him. That's probably why the foul occurred. No frustration.
Sorry, Matt. Dyak with a nice run. Cuts to the middle, gives it out on the far right. Here's Murray back. Dyak turns, feeds. On in front, loose man. Turns, fires, and a save made. Knocked down by the defense on the turn by Chris Henderson. Now it's stolen when all the moves through. United States with some nice stuff right here. Here's Balboa for Murray. Heads it into the box and it's knocked out. Murray keeping control with that long body. The ball goes out and it belongs to the United States as Murray. And the United States will have a throw-in.
Henderson did a good job of controlling the ball, but he might have considered taking the shot on the first touch before the defense could make the shift.
There's Wijnaldum's move right there with a nice glide move through the defense. Now Dominic Kinnear with the throw-in for the United States. Puts it in. Murray heads it back to the top of the box and Mexico steals. And now starting out the other way, it's Luis Garcia. Garcia plays it down near sideline. Roar of the crowd tells you that Mexico's on the attack. Garcia. The turn, that will be intercepted. Nice play. Murray intercepted it, played it back to Crumpy. Crumpy down, near side, long ball played down. Racing for it for the United States was Peter Vermees, but it goes out of bounds and belongs to Mexico. All right, on the throw-in, Gutierrez Aldeco puts it in play. This is Abraham Nava. And Mexico back on the attack.
Slowing the pace down a little bit to regain control of the game.
Carlos Barra to Gutierrez Aldeco. Pushes forward, looking for a seam in the United States defense to crack, and they get a nice ball now to Espinoza. Espinoza flips it off in the middle, a hard shot. Hit an American defender and goes out, and we'll have a corner kick. A corner kick upcoming for Mexico. It's 1-1, and we'll be back to the Coliseum in a moment. Oh, okay. Back at the LA Coliseum, Jim Donovan and Matt Barr. 26 minutes gone here in the second half. Mexico and the United States are tied at 1-1. The United States led 1-0 at halftime on a goal by Dante Washington. Mexico came back here in the second half on a goal by Luis Antonio Valdez as the United States had a bit of a mishap in their back line, and Valdez ended up with a clear shot and broke it in between the legs of Miola for the leveling goal at 1-1.
Bringing you this game today in the truck is director Ted Nathanson and producer Jim Maroney.
United States now trying to get the go-ahead goal. Here's Bruce Murray. Murray crosses out in front. And a running save made by Hugo Pineda. And Pineda comes up with the save and will control the ball.
Pineda has a lot of experience, and it showed on a good cross by Bruce Murray. He brings an outswinger in. He has to reach for the ball. Little contact there just to make sure the keeper doesn't believe that he can get it clean.
All right, Garcia Aspe plays it down now. Near side, Mexico trying to counterattack as the Americans have had a bit of a flurry of activity here in the second half, but have not been able to get many shots on goal. Carlos Barra. Over it goes now to Antonio Gonzalez. Down to Espinoza. Espinoza, boy, he is a tough man to cover, isn't he?
He is all over the field tonight. Left, right, middle, and creating problems with the defense. Not many, but a few problems. The scheme is good on defense, clogging up that vital zone.
Out to head it away. Crumpy stepped in front of the ball, knocked it down the field. Henderson steals for the United States to Dominic Kinnear. To the middle to Winalda. Winalda rushing with Murray coming up on a great run up on the right side. Try to slip it through. It banged off a Mexican defender, and they play it back to the goal.
Poor decision by the official there. That should have been called a handball because there was no advantage gained by the U.S.
All right, on the counterattack, Mexico coming back. Each team taking runs now. Sosa to the middle. Vermes marking his man tightly, so Mexico must play it back and safely. That was Carlos Barra, and Barra has it back, and Vermes comes over to get right in his face now. Sosa plays it to the middle. 1-1 tie. Here's Espinoza. Now watch what he does. He can just turn a man in circles, but he opts to just play it back to the middle of the field and give it to Sosa. Sosa came onto the game in the second half. Now this is frustrating for the United States, isn't it? Or do you just sit back, Matt, and wait for them to make a mistake?
Save your energy. Let them come to you on defense.
And that's what they're doing. Barra being marked tightly. Kinnear made the force there as he forced the bad pass, and Vermes was there to scoop it up and go away. Vermes now breaks away down the left side with a lot of room. Peter Vermes towards the goal. Takes a shot, goes wide, over the end line. Goal kick for Mexico.
Looked like Vermes was trying to make a pass there, Jim. It's hard to say. Winalda was in position. He was thinking maybe Winalda was going to take the run through. It was a good run by Vermes, bringing that ball up the field, getting his own rebound off the defender.
We're going to have a substitution for the United States as we look once again at the run by Vermes. Here he is.
Vermes looks like he's going to try to take the shot, but it is a pass, and he just anticipated Winalda coming through. Little miscommunication, no problem.
So now we see Steve Tritchew come into the lineup for the United States. Steve Tritchew is into the lineup, and so he has just joined the team. He's been playing in Sparta Prague over in Czechoslovakia.
That's right. He had a 21-hour flight last night, and he's a little tired. That's why he was brought into the game so late. It's a good problem to have. Steve Tritchew is a good player. Welcome addition to the team for these two games.
So welcome back to Steve Tritchew. Nice to see him back wearing the American colors. 1-1 here, second half. 15 minutes roughly remaining in the match. Tied at 1. Espinoza now. Again, a defensive problem for the United States has been the play of Espinoza and this man, Carlos Barra, number 22. Now Gonzalez creates. Down into the corner. Barra chases. Sends it out in front. That's a loose ball. Look out. Score! So Mexico takes the lead 2-1 on a bang-bang play, and you could see that there were problems out in front of the American goal. Espinoza bangs it home.
A few deflections, a lot of concern on the bench for the U.S. because now you're fighting from a deficit. Comes the ball up the sideline. He's going to bring the ball in, and there's going to be a little mishandling of the ball. It just slipped off the man's foot. That's tough for a keeper to maintain a ball in his sight when it's deflecting off another man's foot.
Now I believe it might have been It was Crumpy that had the ball go off of him and bang into Miola before Miola was expecting the ball to bang into him, and then it went back out in front, and Espinosa parks it into the goal, and the United States is down 2-1.
It's that little change of direction that really makes it difficult for a keeper to keep his eye on the ball. He sees the ball, he's in position for it, 10 yards away, the ball's deflected. Little change of direction, bounces off the chest, and a goal. 13
minutes remaining in the match. The United States trailing now, 2-1, trailing for the first time today. Long ball, Crumpy chasing, Crumpy in, and the save is made. Pineda out to make the stop for Mexico. Well, I'll tell you what, Matt, if anybody did deserve to score a goal here tonight, Espinosa of Mexico does, because he's done a lot of work.
Yes, he has. He has a good work ethic, and he's been all over the field, creating problems for the defense, and that's just a rebound. Good goal scorers have a way of finding the ball in traffic. And a lot of goals are scored, not clean, not pretty, just on rebound.
Pineda now will take the goal kick, bangs it down the field. Knocked away by the United States, but Mexico has it back. Ball goes out, and it will belong to the United States. Now, can they come back and tie this match up? Crumpy, quick throw in. Kinnear lays it ahead, good ball. Running down the field now, and getting to it is Balboa. Lays it over into the middle of the area, and it goes out. That will be a corner kick for the United States as it goes out off of Antonio Gonzalez.
Henderson was in great position there to get the ball coming across the field.
Corner kick, United States. Remember, they scored off a corner kick in the first half. So Vermees was the man that took it that time. Why not? This time it is, that looks like
with an in-swing.
Bruce Murray now. Lays it in. Henderson got a hit out of it. We're going to do the corner kick all over again. Another corner kick for the United States. Mexico leads 2-1. We'll be right back to the Coliseum. Hoop, you know that's a corner? I think we're all. Look at this time. Look at this. Jim Donovan and Matt Barr back with you. United States corner kick went awry. They almost ended up with another corner. Again, a great play by the Mexican goalkeeper Pineda to keep the ball alive. And right now, Coach Treas of Mexico, 75 years young right now, as Mexico has just soared back with 2 goals here in the second half. Steve Pritchard plays the ball up for the United States. To Murray. United States going really forward right now. They call a foul on Murray for taking down Sosa after the United States had gotten the ball back.
With only about 10 minutes left in the game, the U.S. must be very aggressive now towards the goal. You're going to see most of the players push forward. John Kowalski will encourage them to keep pushing forward. Must tie it up. No other thing to say.
Mexico plays it back to goalkeeper Pineda. Game at 2-1 Mexico. 10 minutes remaining on the clock. A long goal kick down the field.
We've seen Mexico also trying to stall, slow the pace of the game down and keep time moving off the clock.
Barra plays it up to Espinosa. Boy, that twosome has been sensational tonight. Barra and Espinosa. Espinosa has a goal to show for it, and right now that's the deciding goal. As Espinosa moves by on that near side, the United States knocking the ball down. Clavijo gives it off in Miola. Now, when they are behind, Miola has that great ability to just boom the ball down the field and make up so much distance.
Yes, normally you don't want to do that, though, because you just don't want to give up a 50-50 ball. If you pass the ball up the field, then you have control of the ball and the pace of the game.
Pritchard's ball is intercepted. Knocked down, dangerous situation now as Clavijo has a Mexican right on his back. He turns away, though, and fires back the other way. Handled that very coolly. Clavijo. Down the field, Winalda tried to get the ball, he couldn't. Murray tried to give the ball back to Winalda, but Eric had lost his footing and he slipped and fell down on the ground. So Sosa has the ball from Mexico, moving up towards the center field stripe. 9 minutes remaining, 9 minutes left here in the match. And the United States halftime lead has vanquished leading 1-0. Now it's 2-1. Here's Balboa. Vermees. Hemmed in and knocked out by Espinoza. Throw in United States. Henderson will put it back in. Chasing in the corner. Vermees. Plays it to Winalda. Right along the top of the area. It's intercepted and back it comes to Pineda.
The U.S. needs to see all of the field coming up here. Maybe something can happen by a few short passes on one side and move the ball long to the other side that might be open.
Crumpy now has the ball slide off his foot. Dangerous situation, and it's recovered by the United States. And back they come. It's Paul Crumpy, number 12, Crumpy. Work to the sideline. The ball slides off the foot of Bruce Barney, but it is knocked out by Nava of Mexico. So the United States will have a throw-in. Less than 8 minutes remaining. 2-1 Mexico. The header returns to Crumpy.
That was a good header by Murray there. Back to Crumpy. Good control.
Look at Kinnear. Kinnear moving in. Gives it to Murray on that back line, but it goes out of bounds. He could not get there in time. Goal kick for Mexico. So Bruce Murray trying to get behind the defense and turn and fire, but he could not do that. World Series of Soccer here on Sports Channel America for the upcoming months on May 5th at 4 Eastern Time from the mile-high city of Denver. Uruguay taking on the United States. One of the many great games coming up.
Yes, tough team. Another tough team from South America.
There you see the bad numbers tonight. 2-1 Mexico, 2 second-half goals. Has put them in front of the United States. Lalas heads the ball back towards the Mexico area. Balboa looks ahead. The return on a nice flick there by Winalda gives it to Balboa in that far corner. Marcelo now trying to create. Ball goes out of bounds, banged up off a Mexican player. About 7.5 minutes remaining.
Balboa leaving his defensive midfield position and pushing up. Trying to make something happen, trying to get the equalizer. Long throw in here, look for a corner kick simulation.
Balboa to throw in. Balboa will come back and get the ball. Spikes up high there.
It's tough to decide who to call the foul on. Looks like U.S. is going to get the advantage.
Marcelo Balboa with a great goal against Olimpia Paraguay. And now Mexico will set up on defense. The United States with an opportunity right here. Anytime you're this deep, anything can happen here with some kind of carom.
Keeper setting up the two-man wall. It's not in a dangerous position, but enough to have a little wall there.
All right, 5.5 minutes remaining. United States moving in. We have a little action in the area, as I believe. Is that Murray that's been knocked down? I believe we have one of the Mexican players knocked down Murray, and I believe it was Alberto Garcia Aspe. It was away from the play. We were watching as they set up.
Well, that's the linesman's job to point out who caused that, because late in the game, again, you're going to see a little bit more action happening.
There it is, right in the middle of your screen. And then the kick. There you see the kick by Garcia Aspe.
They were throwing some elbows at each other, and then the kick just to say, hey, I didn't like the elbow. But they were both throwing the elbows. It's not nice, not good. The ref caught it. Hopefully, he'll admonish the player.
4.5 minutes remaining.
But not.
Here's the man that got involved with Bruce Murray. 2-1 Mexico in the lead. United States and Canada tomorrow at 4 Eastern Time here on Sports Channel America.
Look at Wallace. We get a chance hanging in the back, looking for the long cross so he can utilize a good head.
All right, we're all set to right now as we get set for the kick. United States. Well, it's taking a lot of time, isn't it, right now, to set this play up?
It looked like Mexico was trying to get in a substitution in the game.
Oh, there's a red card on Garcia Aspe, and so he has been sent off.
He was caught. Linesman did do a good job, and the referee did make a statement. That means he might not be able to play in tomorrow's game.
So Mexico goes a man down. The Mexican coach on the bench is wild on the call. Here it is out in front. Loose ball. Quick kick. into the goal, but it's going to be whistled back. The United States.
Good shot. The foul was called for all the pushing that was inside the box.
There is Ignacio Treyes of Mexico, very upset at player Garcia Aspe being sent off. Was moving up the field, out of the bench area, to get the officials' attention when the kick was taken.
Here comes the foul. U.S. over the top, pushing the man down. That was Bruce. I think it was Bruce Murray,
yes, it was.
Pushing the man down to get to the ball.
All right, so scoreboard clock here at the LA Coliseum shows that we have 3 minutes remaining. And the ball played back to Miola. United States trailing 2-1, looking for a late goal here to tie. Miola booms it down the field. Vermees flicks it by, trying to get it to Balboa. Mexico plays it out safely, and out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the United States. Of course, it's important to put it over on the sideline there rather than over the goal line, because you certainly don't want a corner kick. You'd rather have a throw-in. All right, throw-in for the United States. Less than 3 minutes remaining. Paul Crumpy, ball on hip, ready to put it back in play. And I believe we have a substitution coming in for Mexico. As Antonio Valdez will come out.
Here comes the foul. A little bit of elbows thrown around, and then the kick by Aspe. You just can't allow that, because that's the referee saw that also. You just can't allow that, because the ball is dead, and you don't want people fouling each other while the ball is not in play.
New into the lineup now for Mexico, Juan de Dios Ramirez is in. And coming out is Luis Antonio Valdez, who has a goal in the game. He tied the game at 1-1. Then Espinoza scored for Mexico to make it 2-1 after the United States led 1-0 at halftime. There's your new player, Juan de Dios Ramirez.
With Aspe out, Mexico has to play with 10 men, and the old Fox wants to get in some fresh legs so as they're not to make any mistakes on defense.
Mexico clears it down, time being kept on the field right now by the referee, Mario Lopez of Guatemala. Viola marches it up the field. Kicks it down. We have a whistle and a foul on Mexico as they took down Balboa from behind.
Look for Bruce Murray to take a good hard shot here. From about 35 yards out, it'll either be Murray, most likely Murray or Balboa.
So here we go. The United States looking to try and get one in there to tie this match at 2-2. Murray's got a great ability, a booming shot that he can really bend.
He can bend, or he can hit, if he has enough room, he can hit a dipper where the ball has top spin, goes over the wall and comes down back under the crossbar.
Bruce Murray. Kinnear is off to his right.
I would not want to be in that wall right now.
Kinnear runs by it. Murray shoots.
Great shot.
Ties the game at 2-2. Bruce Murray.
Mobbing Bruce Murray. Great shot off the dead ball situation. Bruce Murray almost got a goal in Italy, too, to tie the game there. Great shot, powerful shot. Kowalski has to be happy with that.
Thumbs up from John Kowalski. Bruce Murray, ever dangerous. Watch it again. Kinnear ran by it.
Ooh, the wall cheated. They were afraid of that. Moved in. You do not want to move in the wall. You want to give your keeper as much protection as possible.
Boy, did he hit it right, Matt. Right high into that right corner of the goal. And there it is. The celebration on Bruce Murray, yelling to the heavens that he has tied this match at 2-2.
35 yards out, bends it around the wall, and that wall cheated in.
And that's the end of the game here from the Los Angeles Coliseum. Bruce Murray with a late goal in the final seconds scores to tie the game for the United States. 2-2, the United States and Mexico. And we'll be back to the Los Angeles Coliseum in a few moments as we look at Bruce Murray with the late goal and tremendous shot by Murray to tie the game at 2. Exactly what he is famous for, Matt.
Yes, sir, and with only maybe 30 seconds left in the game, the U.S. has to be happy with that result simply because it was 2 mistakes that gave up the 2 goals.
So the final score, Mexico 2, the United States 2. There's your hero, Bruce Murray. We'll be right back.
94, Chuck Cale.
You're watching the World Series of Soccer on Sports Channel America.
M&M Mars Milky Way presents the Most Valuable Player Award.
Probably have to give it to him. I think you probably have to give it to Murray now. I think you have to give it to Murray now.
Hate to do it, but
just
Murray has a great shot. You have to give him for that goal.
Murray. Yeah.
Espinoza.
We said it, Murray.
This is awful.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now introduce to you Mr. Chuck Cale, Chief Executive Officer of World Cup 94.
Okay.
And Scott Lancaster, Executive with M&M Mars Milky Way.
Now, do we do the copyright again, Jim? Okay, so that's after the closing billboards?
Okay. Ronaldo over.
What?
They called Ronaldo over for the MVP.
Okay. You have to talk to me, Jim. I can't. You keep fading off.
And the American player of the match.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's the way it goes. Yeah.
That's the end of the
all right.
match.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Thursday, 8 o'clock, same place. That night, Mexico takes on Canada. For all of us, I'm Mario Machado. Good night, thank you very much. Drive safely wherever you go. Muchas gracias, damas y caballeros. Manejen con cuidado.
Oh, that's all right.
That was a great call.
Boy, Mexico's got to be devastated to give up a goal like that.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the U.S. played so well, and a mistake by Clavijo and the deflection, it would have been very unsatisfying to lose that game. The U.S. scored 2 very good goals.
Okay. Tonight's Mars Milky Way World Series of Soccer Most Valuable Players, Miguel Espinoza. Miguel?
Yes.
Miguel.
Mizeo.
Miguel Espinoza of Mexico.
Am I saying anything at this point?
Tonight's Mars Milky Way World Series of Soccer Most Valuable Players. First from Mexico, Miguel Espinoza. I'm sorry. I can't hear you. No, can't hear a word. How can it work the whole game? No, it doesn't work. Okay, now, yeah. Okay. What about Hodge and Cashman? All right. Tonight's Mars Milky Way World Series of Soccer Most Valuable Players. First from Mexico, Miguel Espinoza, who scored the goal that gave Mexico the lead at 2-1. And for the United States, our Mars Milky Way player of the game, our most valuable player, the man that tied the game up in the closing seconds, Bruce Murray, with a thundering blast into the top right-hand corner. Congratulations to both players. Mars Milky Way will make a charitable donation of $1,000 on behalf of these two players to youth soccer in the United States. Mars Milky Way, a proud sponsor of the United States national team. Just another way Mars Milky Way makes life a little sweeter. Tonight's game from the Los Angeles Coliseum has been brought to you in part by Budweiser. It's clean, it's crisp, it's cold, it's the king of beers. That's why nothing beats a Bud. by Mars Milky Way Bar. Enjoy the smooth chocolate and caramel taste of the original smoothie. And by Adidas Equipment, everything that is essential and nothing that is not. This program is a copyright presentation of Soccer USA Partners and Sports Channel America. Any use of the pictures and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Soccer USA Partners and Sports Channel America is prohibited. There's the goal that tied it. Bruce Murray with the goal. So long from Los Angeles. See you tomorrow, a 2-2 tie.